Hello everyone, my name is Mackenzie Leach and today I will be talking about fads. This assignment is for collective behavior and the particular fad I will be talking the most about is Barbie. Now, before I go into too much detail about Barbie, I want to explain what a fad is and how it can be defined. To begin, there are a few different types of fads. These types include activity fads, useful product fads, frivolous product fads, fashion fads, and toy fads. You might recognize the picture you see to the right. This is a pet rock, a great example of a frivolous product fad. What all of these fads have in common is how quickly they appear and occupy the attention of everyone, and then they up and disappear just as quickly. I will now begin to briefly go over each fad, beginning with activity fads. Activity fads are fads that center on some leisure activity. People suddenly feel excited about taking part in an activity that has never seemed appealing before. A recent popular activity to better demonstrate activity fads are escape rooms. Being trapped in a room for fun had never really seemed enjoyable until businesses capitalized on the experience of a challenging activity to try with friends and family. Escape rooms were very popular in 2018, but have slowed down quickly, such as all activity fads do. I have found a short clip of an escape room in Lexington to give a better preview of what one is like.
Games, Lexington's first escape room. We have some of the most fun escape rooms. Here's what one particular guest has to say. Zachary from Lexington says, "I've been here a few times. Each time I've escaped. Breakout escape rooms is great for groups or even a double date. The staff is very nice and makes you feel very immersed in the storyline. This is definitely worth checking out." We would love for you to check out Breakout Escape Games. Visit breakoutgames.com/Lexington to learn more.
Next up is useful product fads. Useful product fads center on products that serve some purpose, however unimportant. Inflatable furniture is a good example of a useful product fad that was very popular in the 90s. Of course, inflatable chairs served a purpose of having somewhere to sit, but lack of comfort and the possibility of a sharp object destroying it did not make it an absolute household need. In the next clip, I have found a video that shows a little bit more about the history of inflatable furniture. Here we have frivolous product fads. This fad involves doing things such as standing in line for hours or even getting in fights just to own something that is useless. I mentioned the pet rock earlier. Another great example is Silly Putty. Scientists invented this silicone bouncing putty, but just couldn't find a use for it. That was until Peter Hodgson purchased the legal rights to it, and the product had an explosion of sales. More than 1 million units by Christmas. Silly Putty still doesn't have a practical use, but it does give entertainment. In this next clip, I have included a commercial of Silly Putty that will help you to better understand this fad.
Hello there. You know, I've been all around this wonderful world of ours, and in all of this world, nothing else is silly putty. What is silly putty? Well, it's a real solid liquid. If you pull it so, it'll go forever, like taffy. But if you give it a sharp tug, it'll break like a biscuit. Now, when you make silly putty round and drop it, it'll bounce higher than a rubber ball. And here's something else you can do with silly putty. Flatten it, press a picture in your newspaper, lift it, stretch it this way and that, and you'll get something that's really funny. Always put your silly putty back in its egg, or it will run slowly away. You can buy silly putty for $1 wherever toys are sold. And remember, nothing else is silly putty.
Nearing the end of the list, we have fashion fads. Fashion fads may or may not involve the purchase of a particular item and therefore sometimes overlap with the frivolous product fads. The fashion fad that comes to mind is the feather trend in hair. This trend was very popular in 2011. The feathers were applied using small metal clasps and can be washed and styled like regular hair. They typically lasted 4 to 12 weeks, after which they would break or fall off. The next clip will show the application of the feather in hair.
Feather hair extensions using the Professional Toolkit. First, you'll take a part where you want the extension to go and clip the hair out of the way. Then, taking the hook, you'll slide the lock over the hook, gather some hair in the hook, and then pull the hair through the lock using the hook. Then you'll take the feather hair extension, slide it into the lock with the hair, and clamp shut with your pliers. You'll then release the hair to hide the micro lock and pull the feather through to show. To remove your feather extension, take the removal pliers, loosen the micro lock, and slide out the lock and the feather.
The last fad I will be talking about are toy fads. A toy fad can be described as the hot Christmas toy that every parent wants to buy their kid. This fad brings me back to my first slide where I introduced Barbie. There have been many fights over this dolls in stores. I just read a report where 2 women got into a pushing and shoving match on Black Friday in 2014. It is crazy to think how a product such as a children's toy can cause such an uproar. On the next slide, I will be going into greater detail about the background on Barbie. To begin, Ruth and Elliot founded the toy company Mattel in 1945, and inspired by their daughter playing make-believe with paper dolls, 14 years later, Barbie was created. Barbie's first official birthday is March 9th, 1959. In its first year, 300,000 Barbie dolls were sold. The first Barbie doll sold for $3. But, however, a fun fact, a mint condition first edition doll can sell for more than $25,000 today. Throughout the years, this fad has came and went. The next slide is a commercial of the first Barbie, but this concludes this presentation. Thank you.
Barbie, you're beautiful. You make me feel my Barbie doll is really real. Barbie's small and so petite. Her clothes and figure look so neat. Her dancing outfit rings the bell. At parties she will cast a spell. Purses, hats, and gloves galore. And all the gadgets gals adore.
Barbie dressed for swimmin' fun is only $3. Her lovely fashions range from $1 to $5. Look for Barbie wherever dolls are sold.
Someday I'm gonna be exactly like you. Till then, I know just what I'll do. Barbie, beautiful Barbie, I'll make believe that I am you.
You can tell it's Mattel.